Hey guys, I'm Nick, and during last weekend and week I've prepared a bunch of cool tutorials for you guys, and unfortunately those are still rendering, but we will be doing some really cool stuff. I've managed to render a few frames from, let's say, this RBD/product render animation, this melting brain. I think Abdullah was asking me to create an effect that looks similar to one from New Plastic YouTube channel, and apparently he was doing that in Cinema 4D, and I did that in Houdini. Also grains, sticky and just regular vellum grains. So yeah, bunch of educational content. So consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so you don't miss new videos. But today, while all that stuff is rendering, and on my Gamma Road, actually my 3D designer's freelancing cheat sheet is the most downloaded product. So I thought, and also one of my subscribers asked me about like side income for 3D designers, and actually I prepared 14 different ways for you guys being 3D designers to generate passive income. And that's where I want to make a point. I won't be talking about services in like 95% of these ways. I will be talking especially about what you can do once and then earn income passively. So let's start with a few requirements, if we can call it like that. But first of all, even before thinking about like passive income strategies or something like that, you need to build your brand on any social media you want. If you hate Instagram because of his shitty algorithm, you can easily switch to Twitter, or you can even use Reddit, I don't know, or Facebook, or basically, yeah, I would suggest Twitter. If not Instagram, then Twitter. Why that's necessary? We will be covering stock illustrations or doing 3D for stock renders. But the thing is, you are competing with everyone because there are no personal connection between you and the human that purchases your product. For example, here on my YouTube, you know who I am, and you know that I will help you to solve any issues. Maybe you haven't connected that node to that output following my tutorial in Houdini. You can drop me a HIP file and we can go through it. And then if I do any sort of product, whether it be a pack of models or, I don't know, presets for interior lights, you know that I'm here, I'm a real person. You can reach out, you can say thanks. You know that by purchasing that product, you will support me and I will continue doing YouTube videos. So I think that's one of the most important things, to build some sort of connection between you and your customers and your audience. Because for me, and I chatted with a few people that are doing stock illustrations, the competition there is incredible because for the customer, you are all the same. So yeah, my suggestion is start building your audience. And how you could build that audience? Really, just one thing that works for me and for all the other creators on YouTube right now: provide value. Just share your experience with others. For example, what I'm doing here, I did a research on all of these topics I will be talking about. I recorded that video, I edited that, and that's the value I give to you. I try to save your time by doing this research myself. And with my tutorials, I'm not a Houdini expert. I don't have tens of years. I'm not Simon Holmedal. I don't know. But yeah, what I do, I try to find interesting techniques. I scrap through tons of Houdini 10-year-old files, or maybe watch some uncommented, speed montage, and then try to find and understand how it works. And that's what I share with you. And that's why, if that's not my technique and I have adapted that, I always do a disclaimer. But still, I'm saving your time on researching that topic. So for example, my Instagram started to grow when I was adapting others' tutorials in a form of, that carousel that you can slide, and people started to save that post. And at that time, that pressed save action was much more important than any like or comment, and that's how my Instagram started to grow. So yeah, and then you will build your audience, because if you are sharing your knowledge or your experience in any field, why shouldn't I follow you or subscribe to you? Because your experience, if that resonates with my, I don't know, workflow or lifestyle or anything, it might do good for me. And then when you build that audience, you can tell them, hey guys, I did this, and you can use that in your projects, and you can support me because I'm investing my time to share these valuable things with you. So for example, when I'm doing any sort of tutorial for Houdini, Cinema 4D or Octane or something, I add a project file, or even all the assets used in that project, and it costs around, I don't know, $1 to $5. And that's how you can support me, because let's be honest, if nobody views my videos, I won't be sitting here and recording this one, because I set my goal to do tutorials and design assets full-time till the end of this year, and I see that you guys are supporting me in my journey, and that's why I'm here. As easy as that. Alright, so this was an intro. To conclude, build your social media profile, get an engaged audience, and promote that product to that audience. Alright, so let's start with the courses. Skillshare. You can also try sell your course on Udemy. For now, I think Skillshare is one of the most popular. I would say the best way to approach creating courses is to get a topic. For example, let's say, I don't know, very popular one, it's Vellum in Houdini, and then you create, let's say, I don't know, 5 to 10 lessons about vellum soft bodies, vellum grains, vellum hair, all of the vellum constraints. Then you can, vellum cloth. So basically you get that ultimate training around that one sphere. Also, there's a Patreon, but with the Patreon it's kind of tricky, because Patreon is not passive that much. It's still not a passive income, because on Patreon you kind of must deliver content every, I don't know, month or every 2 weeks. People are paying you that subscription, and they are kind of assuming that they will get new content every month or every time frame. But there are tons of people that are successful on Patreon and also generate side income from Skillshare. But as I said, you need some sort of audience that you will guide to your Patreon or Skillshare course. So another way is creating assets for other 3D designers or designers in general. So the controversial thing about selling 3D models is that if you will be creating models and selling them on TurboSquid, that's very hard to maintain a ratio between the time you invested and the money you get. So there is a second approach. If you learn procedural modeling, you can do packs of similar models very easily and fast, and also sell them without like $200 price tag. So the thing is, for example, my coral pack. I've created all of these corals in a time span of 2 days, and I'm selling them for $10. If I would be like sculpting them by hand, and it would take me, I don't know, 2 weeks, of course I would like to sell them for a price tag of $50, for example. So learn procedural modeling, creating your own textures and materials. So here you also have ups and downs, because for example, I'm using Octane, and I can use Octane noise, for example, to create a bump map, or Octane specular materials to create some nice subsurface scattering effect. It means that if I will be creating these procedural materials, I will be creating them only for Octane users. It still works. By the way, check New Plastics latest subsurface materials, tons of super cool materials. And yeah, there are plenty of Octane users, and there are plenty of Redshift users. Even if you don't use Octane or Redshift, you can do them for, let's say, Blender cycles. And the fan base of Blender is huge. That's why there potentially could be many customers. Another thing is creating presets. So I think my first ever like digital product was light presets, like studio lighting, and I did 3 different setups for like more atmospheric look, more dramatic or cinematic vibe, and then that simple 3-point light setup. So you can create, for example, camera morph presets, for example 360 camera, or I don't know, overhead fly through, I don't know, some sort of these things. There are plenty of things that could be automated, and selling those for like $1 or $2, it's fine. Just it's a question of the quantity of different products you have. Also, good thing about Houdini, you can do Houdini digital assets. Basically, you can do an effect in Houdini and then create a file that could be imported in Cinema 4D. You can plug your geometry in that node and it creates an effect that could be done only in Houdini. So that also gives you a possibility to earn some money. So another interesting way is to do or supply 3D printing or printers. If you open Etsy and you just search for 3D printing, you will see a bunch of really cool stuff, and there are 2 or even 3 ways. So you can do models that somebody will print and then make money of those printed goods. You can do 3D printing yourself if you have a 3D printer, or you can ask for somebody to 3D print your models, and you can do a bunch of super cool things. Recently I heard a success story within one night, because you know Apple did these AirTags and they have Apple TV and you have the remote, which obviously gets lost often, and the guy 3D printed a case, very slim and neutral case for the remote for the Apple TV with a slot for AirTag, and it went super viral. And you can 3D print basically any stuff from I don't know, home design like vases or stuff where you put candles in. You can do some sort of fashion or jewelry, earrings, plastic earrings, why not? I seen a girl doing these Kate Haring inspired earrings, 3D printing them. So a bunch of cool stuff. You can supply printing enthusiasts, or you can 3D print and sell them on, let's say, Etsy. Other way is providing assets and resources for non-designers and just people. You can start with the wallpapers, creating packs of wallpapers and maybe selling them, maybe for individual persons, or you can sell a pack for wallpaper apps. Like the apps where you can download the wallpapers. You can create icon packs for iPhone or Android. You can just sell prints, or you can do some merchandise for bloggers or YouTubers. That's more of a service, right? But prints, you can sell them on Society6 or Mike Cartel, I think it was the name of the site. You can just Google that out. And the great thing about these wallpapers, you know, the prints, the loops, I don't know, is that when you create your personal project, whether it be animation or still render, out of that project you can extract so many things. I mean, wallpapers, prints, you can do a tutorial, you can sell product file, you can do a screensaver out of that, you can even create a course. That's the mindset I try to explain and share, is that when you want to build a side income, you want to minimize the amount of time you spend on it and maximize the value you can get from it, and value ones can get from your product. There are a bunch of things you can do, but just to avoid that insane competition on anything that has word stock before it. I know some people are successful selling stock footage or stock illustrations or stock music, but to me, I can avoid that competition by just creating content specifically for you guys and relying on your support. Also, one note about those models for other 3D designers. So my first model pack was these organic corals that was made procedurally in Houdini, and even when I was creating them, I was realizing that it's not a like mass product, like, but you can just check what do you use in your daily renders or daily life or daily workflow, and then try to create something that will make that process easier. For example, I will be creating a tutorial on how to create some splashes and how to guide flip fluids in a, I don't know, vortex. And then when I learn this thing and you learn the thing, every one of us can create a pack of different splashes. And you know, these Alembic files, even still splashes, are really popular when it comes to advertising. I don't know, drinking water, shampoo, shower gel, basically anything. So yeah, that's the mindset, you know. So those are the things you can do. You create them once, you promote them, and if done right, they will give you some side income during long time. That's all for today, guys. I really hope that video was useful, and if it was, please leave me a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you are notified when next video is out. I will be back very soon. Bye.